Today we're going to continue a little bit in the Avodah of Shoivim, another part of the series, and especially that you mentioned the Anenu or the Rishash. So it's very, very important. So Chavre, listen to this. Also today was the yard site from the Heilige School Rebbe. We had everybody in mind. We went to the Tzien in the middle of the night, davened for every single yid, for every single necessary Yeshua, and of course for Klal Yisrael. And I'll share with you as a ticket. One of the answers, one of the most important things for Tikkun Shoivim, that means fixing and correcting the mistakes that we have just being human beings in Kedushas Habris. And I'll share, I will say over from the end of the Shlomo Rebbe, a Vartayr that he shares in the same. So first of all, let's talk about the Tikkun. Today we're going to focus, we're going to start the next few parts of the series is going to be focused on the Tikkun, on the actuality of how do I fix. We spoke about already the severity of the Pagam. Now let's go into the fix mode. Let's fix. So Rabbi Sechevra, the fixing, like we said, is not as difficult as we think. The mess is horrendous. The mess of Pagam Habris is the biggest botch in the world, but the fix is not so hard. That means we have to do it. We got to be constant, consistency in our avodas hatshuva. But befrat in the image shoivim, as we've already quoted from the Heilige Bnei Yisrael, that this time of shoivim is a time that when we do ours, even though in emes lamito, in order to fix the pegam of messing up in the Kedushas Habris, you have to do the most schwerste, the hardest tshuva that shaykh, and we can't do it until it's game over. But therefore, it's not game over because it's David that such rachmanis on us and gave us times like Shoivim and Aseris tshuva, and these days that when we do the minute amount that we can do by emes, David already considers it, takes care and brings it up to the most highest levels of tshuva. So therefore, it's taki easy. We have to use this opportunity. Don't be stupid. Let's not be stupid. Let's use the opportunity every day in Shoivim to make in ourselves a kedusha yesera, to work on being more heilig in every aspect, in order, because then it gets counted as if we did the most biggest, deepest, severe tshuva that's necessary for this pagam. So one of the things is very important, Chavre, and that is at the end of the Heilige Tikkun from the Rishash, he says like this. This is how the Anenu ends. A lot of Yichudim over here. Otherwise, it should be mayor in our souls. It should light up our souls. But this is what it says. It says, after we've done all the tshuva, the big tshuva of re-piping all the pipelines of the Shemus HaKdoshim of Hashem's names and all the Olamas in its proper being, that Atzilus, Sambriya, and Yitzir, and Asiya, and everything should flow straight, and the names of Hashem should be able to give over their light all the way and shine into our world. So then, it says like this, and we should therefore have a purity of mind and a purity of soul, and to be able to love and fear the Eibush and of Koyach, to be able to, with our machshava and our moyach and our mind, to be able to fix all the fallen sparks of Kedusha that are in our Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, and our chelik of our Yetzer Tov should be strong, should be strong, and should be overpowering and overbearing. And it says like this, V'yalu kol chelke anafashus v'aruchas v'neshamos shoya b'doimim tzemei chai medaber. B'doimim tzemei chai b'achleinu oisam. That all the levels of our nefesh, ruach, and neshama that are shaykh to the doimim tzemei chai, when we eat doimim is things like salt, tzemei is things that grow, chai is the meats that we eat, the fish. So all of those chalakim that we have in all of these machalim should come back into the Kedusha, pure from any bad, and it should purify us, and we shouldn't become sinful. What shaykh is my rugelach and my steak sandwich to my union of Kedusha Sabris. I mean, versteht sich, I'm eating kosher, I'm eating the best texture. But what does it mean that after all the tshuva I'm asking, that our koyach hatoiv should be misgaber, and we should be able to uplift all the sparks of the diamond, the salt I put on my challah and the vegetables I'm eating and the geschmack of fish I'm eating, that it should all return purely and not cause me to be sinful. We have to understand what's going on. Yeah. You hear this? What shaykh is my food? Mamela, you tell me not to look at something I shouldn't look at. Of course. But first, person looks at something you shouldn't look at. Chas v'shalom. Person looks at a Indian. Yeah, it bothers very much. Yeah. When a person is chas v'chalila looking at something you shouldn't look at, image, of course it messes up my kedusha sabris. But my steak sandwich? What does my steak sandwich have to do with my kedusha sabris? It's kosher. The best texture. Yeah, I'm eating the best texture food, and I'm eating an erlich. Why does that affect? What's the inyan of how I eat that it has to do with my holiness of my kedusha sabris? So let's go back to Parshas Bereshis, and let's go back to when the Eibishter tells Adam Rishon what he can eat, and he says like this: Yomer Elikim, Hine nosati lochem es kol eisim zerei azera shel pnei chol haaretz. I've given for you all of the plants that grow on the earth, all the veskala eitz asher boy pre-eitz, and all the fruits, all the vegetables, and all the fruits and zera that grow and that are fruitful and multiply. Lochem yelachlo. Adam Rishon, feast. That's what you should have. Yeah. So now, and also you have the Moedik in the world, the Eibishter tells Adam Rishon the menu, fruits and vegetables. We all know meat and fish wasn't yet until after the Mabul. But here he says, go for it. Peppers, cucumbers, grapes, tangerines, everything you want. But here's the question. Why does it say twice the word lochem? Hine nesati lochem, and then it says, befrietz zereya zora lochem. You told me it's from me already. What's the 2 times the lochem? So the Scholar Rebbe explains over here a fascinating inyan, which he brings down from the Degel Machne Ephraim, that quotes from the Hegel Shem Tov, a story that happened with the Rambam. And the Nikuda was that the Rambam had told his student about how it works, the inyan of Side Chiyas HaMesim, and side the Nikuda of having a pure heart and pure Chiyas in order to serve Hashem properly. So he said like this: when a person eats, as we all know, simple science, the food and drink becomes his blood. From the blood goes into his liver. Right? From the liver, it's mavar and gives koich to the heart. The heart is from the heart, the blood continues up to the moyach, and from there you have the seichel and the chiyas that gives the person a proper koiches to be able to serve Hashem for seichel and for chiyas. Says the Heilige Rambam, and whoever is careful not to overeat and not to eat things that are impure or asur, so then his blood becomes clear, purified blood, that makes his heart purified, that makes his mind purified, that gives him purified chiyas to serve the Eibishter, and then he can be masig everything in the world. He has a saga, he can understand Torah, he can have a munah, and he can understand how everything is the Eibishter. That means somebody that's careful how he eats, and he eats heilig, according to the Torah, according to the ways of Hashem, it gives him koyach in order to serve Hashem properly. And chas v'chalila, the opposite. Somebody eats something which is not the best of hechsher, or eats it in an improper fashion, so then it goes into the blood wrong, which goes into the heart wrong, which goes into the mind wrong, which is machshavas. As we know, the Gemara tells us clearly. Chazal tell us if a person eats too much, fresses, so then chas v'sholom he can be also moitzi zera levatolo. right? Not even a person eats wrong, he could chas v'shalom have and a feel it, all from just overeating. Comes out that the nekuda of food, which is our source of chiyus, if a person doesn't eat, then you have no chiyus. We're not like the malachim, the big tzaddikim, the Heilige Baba Sali. The Heilige Baba Sali was this week, one time told for somebody watched the Baba Sali. Baba Sali fasted most of his life. Most of his life did not eat. And one of his students one time realized that there's been days he was able to fast from Matzah Shabbos Havdalah till Friday night Kiddush. Didn't eat, not by night, no drink, nothing. And sometimes he even did it 2 weeks in a row like that. Sometimes even more. During Shovim, he fasted the whole Shovim. So somebody asked him, he said, aren't you afraid at your age that it's going to harm your health? So he said, he answered him, he said that he was already in his 70s, I think, the Baba Sali, and he said that you still think that it's the food that gives you the chiyus, but I've already learned that it's lo yal lechem yichya adam kiyim what's the pasuk in L'shma is Dvar Hashem, right? Only the Torah gives me chiyus, not bread. That was the Baba Sali. For us, if we try that, we'll die. We have to eat, because we know already that the way that there's an aliyah from all the food, the doimim tzemei achai medaber, it's a powerful thing. The lower aspects of the world sustain the higher aspects. What's the higher aspect? The highest aspect of the world is the medaber. Under him you have the chai, and under him you have the tzemei, and under that you have the dam. You have the doimim. But a person can't live without doimim tzemei achai medaber. Well, Tanya already explained, well, the Heilige Psalm already explained that it's the fakir, the Eibishter, the highest sparks, the Eibishter put down in the lowest of creation in order for us to be mila the whole creation. The Doim Tzemei Medaber has its aliyah. The Doim Tzemei has its aliyah through the person, through the Medaber. That means that the aspect of every davar, chiyus, everything that's in the world becomes uplifted through the person. Now, every Michael has nitzotzes akdoshos. Every food, because it's taka, like the Baba Sali taught. It's lo yal lechem levadi yichayadam. Kiyam l'shma is Dvar Hashem. What is the Dvar Hashem? Hashem already taught us. That's the nitz. It's the spark of holiness. That's in every piece of food that we eat. It's not just a piece of bread. A person thinks it's not a piece of bread. You think it's a piece of bread that makes you survive? It's the spark of kedusha that's in there that a person eats properly. That gives him the koyach to be able to live, to be able to serve Hashem, to be able to have chiyus b'chlal. So chas v'chalil, a person eats something which is inappropriate, eats something a hechsher level that's not maybe the best, meaning that is very. What does it mean that it's not a good hechsher? That the meat is questionably kosher. There might be buggies in these vegetables. You might be eating sushi and the crunch. I'm sorry. Might be cockroaches. I was a guy that used to come here. He worked in a sushi place that did not have a good hechsher. And he's like, listen, I'm sorry to tell you, my rice is bugged out. I said, why did you tell the mashgiach? I said, my job, I'm just a chef. Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? Where are you in the world? I was once in a place, I can't even tell you, I'm not going to say where. And I got a piece of sushi. I shouldn't say which type of food. And in my rice was smashed a fly. And I showed it to the mashgiach. He's like, no, so don't eat the fly. Just pulls it out of the rice and says, no, eat it. I'm like, done. I don't even know it now. Really, in my own kitchen, Hashem Merachim. I mean, people, what do you mean? Because the gather of Dashkocha, you have to know what's going on in there. Chas v'chalila, if it's not a good hechsher, if there's possible tarfus in there, it's not, okay, the mashgiach will burn ahead of him and I'll enjoy my pizza. No, Hashem Merachim. If I eat this, no matter what an erech bracha I make, and I'm a walk in the street, I might fall to the biggest nisyonis that my neshama is going to be extinguished and I won't be able to serve Hashem. And that's biggest Gehenna in the world. The biggest Gehenna is I want to daven Shemon Esrei, and all of a sudden Shemon Esrei, the weirdest, most disgusting, inappropriate image comes into Baruch Atah Hashem. What's going on? Yeah, because what you eat for supper last night. That means the essence of what you eat, that if a person's careful, you can enjoy. The world is so much geschmack things. Kosher, that's 100% kosher. No one's saying don't enjoy life. Enjoy life. but enjoy life kosher, because then you really enjoy life, because then your avodas Hashem doesn't get disturbed. But it's like, I'm not so from, it's okay. What do you mean, you're not so from? You have to say, Mr. Gilu, you're right, like everybody else. What, you're less from? You have a heter to see schmutz and to think schmutz because you're less from? What do you mean? You have the same Torah as me. So you have to be the same careful. Because otherwise, chas v'chalila, a person that's not makbar his kedusha, that's not makbar what he eats, but mela, his whole level of his kedusha is out the window. So a person comes to Tikun Shevim, and Mamish is crying, David should be masakin his machshavas, and all the sparks of kedusha that got broken, and then all of a sudden afterwards, him and his friends go out to a place where every aspect of that food is questionable, but my deer went out. All my friends went out to eat. Everybody says it's kosher. What? You stupid? If somebody said 90% of the world says there's rat poison in your head, you're going to die. Well, everybody eats it. You would never touch it. There's rat poisoning. If somebody says that this food might not be kosher, why is that any different by you than rat poisoning? Mamish the Metzias is. So therefore, a person, when he eats, he understands that the whole chiyus of the food becomes his essence, not only his physical essence, but his neshama. His neshama becomes who he is. It becomes who he is. A person learns to eat like an ehrlich person, and he learns how to eat right, and eat foods that attack him, and he eats right with a bracha rishayna, a bracha achrayna, netilas yadayim the way it's supposed to be. He benches the way it's supposed to be. That spark of kedusha helps him afterwards. You know, I want to learn from Gamliel a very fascinating word. He said, why by the Haggadah Pesach we say, Hakeh Shinov, the Rasha, whack his teeth out. What are you doing? Why not whack him in the nose? I mean, why whack him around? What are you knocking out his teeth? What is the teeth? Pull his ears. Or do what the Rebbe used to do, pull your double chin. If you never had a double chin until you went to 5th grade, you get a double chin because the Rebbe pulls down the chin so much. Yeah? Like, what's going on? What's happening if you knock out his teeth? So he said to him, he said, because the Riyah Kodesh already told us. He said, why is this guy a Russia? Because when a person doesn't eat properly and the mitzvah gets messed up, right? So therefore, not only that, the reason says even more. There's in a soul that's waiting to come down so long to be in order to get fixed. A piece of pizza that hasn't at a very high soul, and the guy just didn't even make a bracha properly or fresh the whole thing. Now the soul is messed up. So he's upset at you. He's like, my slice of pizza ended up by you in order to be masaking me. You just messed me up. So he takes the cum and the guy beats the guy up. So all of a sudden the guy messes up and they're sinful. So Sedra and Gamliel, we knock out his teeth, because that's how the person didn't eat right. Next time, eat properly. That's how a person eats. You choose. Eat something right. Eat kosher. And if you eat kosher, you won't be a Russian. The Hakeh V'Shina was the punishment because his achila was messed up. It's a Rebbe's and his achila. So the Nekuda is, so the scholar Rebbe says like this, therefore it says twice lachem in this pasuk when it gives over for Adam Rishon how to eat. Why? In order for us to remember, listen to Avad, this is Vishmak Kol Torah. What does lachem stand for? The word lachem stands for that, what do we say? First it goes in to the lave. Lamed is the lave. Right? The blood, the food becomes the blood and it goes into the heart. From the heart it goes into the kaved, which is the chaf. From the right, or the opposite. First it goes into the kaved, then it goes into the lave, and then it goes to the moyach, to the brain. So lachem is lave, kaved, moyach. Therefore it says twice in the when the Eibush is telling Adam Rishon the menu of what you're eating, it says twice. In Sati lochem and Eitz Zareya Zora lochem yelachlo. In order for us to chab, why does it say twice? I have to be careful what goes into my covered leiva mayach, because that's how I'm going to end up serving the Eibishter. So that's a half of the karemes right here, and that's the ultimate tikkun. The ultimate tikkun when a person eats properly. Yeah, a person can eat something and have such an aliyah afterwards. Right? That was the idea of eating shirayim from a tzaddik. It's like, what do you have to eat shirayim from a rebbe for? You don't have to. But if a person ate from a tzaddik and then ate with kavanis, that food was purified. When I eat that food, it gives me a tremendous help in avodas Hashem. Even if I eat properly, if I eat with the proper kavanis, in order to have koich to serve Hashem, that enlightens not only my guf, but it enlightens my soul as well. And a person zoicha afterwards to have a much easier time. And that's a true tshuva. So today's, in the series of Shoyim as a ticket, we're going to be makbid from now on what hechshers we eat and how we eat. And remember lachem twice by the menu that Adam Rishon gets in order to remember, because that's what goes into my essence. That's my chiyus. That's my moich afterwards. That's how my heart's going to be. My leif, kavod, moich is all dependent on what I eat. and that's how my kedusha levels will be. All of that, make a carbon for the Eibishter, for our Achila, and the Saki, the sparks properly, and have the true koiches to serve Hashem with Tahara, with kedusha. Amen. All right, the voice said, let's see my.